That's
We have
why
in Germany different expressions. If you talk eye consciousness, what do you mean by saying eye consciousness?
exactly. See, in Spanish, consciousness and awareness means the same. So you can differentiate between the two, right? So it's better to say I absolute
Yes.
and I relative.
Yes.
Okay? I relative is body
Yes.
mind,
Yes.
and I absolute is
Yes.
that which is no body,
It
no
was last
mind.
time you spoke eye consciousness.
Exactly. See, that's what I wanted to make this. Are we online? Good. That is what I wanted to make the clarification last time because I saw you were reading that book, and I use the same words in different contexts. See, so Nisargadatta says awareness. Okay? So awareness is the source, nameless, formless reality. That which never comes into existence, never ceases to exist, etc., etc., etc. Right? And then he uses the word consciousness for the manifest, see, which gets activated and deactivated, right? I use the word consciousness for the absolute, and the word mind for what gets activated and deactivated. So when they use the word awareness as the absolute and consciousness as the relative, mind is the I thought. When they use conscious mind as a relative, then ego is the I thought. So if you look for Buddhism, they will have a different terminology. So in reality, it doesn't really matter. That's the problem with grammar. See, and semantic. If we get stuck and use these words uh, literally, then we will never understand. So what I mean by I consciousness is the absolute. This is the absolute. I am conscious. Or you can say, well, I am aware. What difference does it make? So it's the same I. Right? See? That's the beauty of the inquiry. In the inquiry, there is no notions of anything. Absolute, relative, permanent, impermanent, cause and effect, creator, creation, this and that, all goes away and remain as mere concepts. Right? So because people don't understand, but by the means of concepts, so some concept has to be delivered. Otherwise, they will get this man is quiet there and saying nothing. What is he trying to say? What is he doing there? Right? What to do? That is why I wrote something today on the Facebook yesterday. I see. I
Very soon your website.
Now we are working on it. See, I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it, but what to do? So you took me out of my house today. It's your fault. I leave the addressing. I know. I was going to wear blue and I forgot.
Ich arbeite zwar an der Webseite, aber der Seite, die Seite ist auch nicht drin. Sometimes you speak very fast and I have really to
Yes, yes.
also, the last thing with the close I didn't get.
Yes. No, sometimes people listen very slowly. That's it. Yeah.
That's kind of mental hearing, yeah?
Yes.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. She's blessed by that. She doesn't understand a word what I'm saying. But she gets everything. She doesn't understand, but she gets. That's why I call her sponge.
Sponge too.
Sponge too. Too. Okay. Yes, sponge too. It's a sponge one. It's becoming kind of a stone now. I don't know why.
This is without the mind, then it's better.
Yeah.
It was only in the situation I had to translate, you know, to say, then
No, that's fine.
And she noticed that she did not understand as well.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I have to spend
You
my.
don't want that we understand everything.
Huh?
You don't want that we understand everything.
No, it has to be one day at a time. Because otherwise, if you understand everything, the business is over. It's all of you get enlightened, I lose my job, right? Now they use the word present, right?
Right.
Conscious presence. Oh, this is words, right? It's okay. They can use any word, no problem. They won't help. I'm telling you. You will get fed up with all that. You will close the book, focus on your inquiry, forget about everything, forget about me, and forget about yourself. Eventually. Send me a cake now and then. I wanted to step out of Facebook in the format that it is set. So people for years are asking me for a book, a book, a book. When you write a book. Now it is already on Facebook. I open a page as author, and it's just a few chapters. The chapter is that size because many people come and ask questions. They are suffering, but they need some basic knowledge. Right? Without that basic knowledge, it's difficult to go through it. Right? So the most important part of the book is the last one: obstacles and traps. So the book is online for free, and my friend says call it interactive alive book because each chapter is a comment chat and you can ask questions about that topic. So the next one you can ask questions about that topic and then we can go on and elaborate it. And maybe from there somebody can write a book based on questions and answers and then they can take the course that I had before. I mean, people want to do it fine. I'm too lazy to write anything. Not to do it. Sometimes Mr. Galata will call the state of enlightenment or realization a perception, right? He will say perception is when the mind is active, so it's telling you what it's perceiving. If it's a team, and it's a man, and it's from Germany, and it's tall, and it's good, and it's fat. He call that perception, right? Which is filtered by the knowledge that we have. And he calls a perception that condition when you are just perceiving, and the mind is completely quiet. Therefore, you don't know who is the perceiver and who is the perceived. So it's just words, right? To explain the same thing. Am I going too fast? Ah, you brought it to me. You thought I was not going to notice it, but so, Constantine, how are you today?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
And you?
I'm fine too. I am the same fine that you are. Such a sweet boy. You remind me. so much me at me when I came for the first time to India. That's why I couldn't speak more. Last time I was touched, I couldn't. Let me just keep quiet whenever it comes back. Any questions, right? Moderation? Sponge, moderation. No? This is the part that every seeker wants to avoid. Okay? Well, I know it is useless to say anything on all of that hell I am going through since the day we met. Since the day we met, my life became a hell. See? The mind activity is so much thoughts, ideas, fears, a lot of beliefs, so much. I am sick, mad. There is nothing I can do about it. There is an idea that it will never end. This idea will go. If this idea goes away, whose idea is it, then everything else is fine. Even if you go through hell, right? You're untouched by it. What to do? That's the impact of coming here, right? So in a way, the worst thing that you can do is to come to Sattva. Because then you come to an end, right? And you are all that. All what comes to the surface is what you call yourself, right? Because the thinker is the thought, the believer is the belief, right? Whether it's heaven or hell. Because sometimes heaven arises, ha ha ha, honky dory thoughts, loving feelings, and images, and all this, the same hallucination is the other side of the same coin. What is the other? And then, I know you say watch. First time when it happened, I saw me from a side, and it was actually not I. See? It was actually not I. Me was not I, right? It was something artificial, and it just collapsed. It was perfect, unexpected bliss flowing. Day of new life. When I'm trying to gain, when I'm trying to gain the trap. When I am trying to okay. When I'm trying to get that again, nothing. See? Who got it? That's the problem, right? The bliss comes, self reveals itself, and you say, I realize it. As soon as you say, I realize it, see, I got it, you lose it. There and then. So who is trying? I realize is ego. Good shit. All these will start happening by itself by the mere process of observation or witnessing or whatever you like to call it. Insight, all that comes by itself. By being yourself. Not by doing, but by being yourself. New moderator. This is why when people ask me questions, especially when they come here about the books, I tell them, bring the book, show them to me. Unless it's in Chinese or German or something, then we will have to figure something out. But, because sometimes people don't ask questions concerned about the book, right? But about the interpretation they make, see, of what they read in the book. So when the question comes here, it is already distorted. So how can you answer the question like that? Samadhi. Give you the look.
What's happening after that?
What happens after death? What happens in deep sleep? Huh? Mami, can you translate?
Что происходит после смерти? Ой, извините, в глубоком сне.
What happens in deep sleep?
А что в глубоком сне?
In deep sleep you are dead, right?
В глубоком сне ты мертв,
And you are happy, right?
и ты счастлив.
Resting in peace, right?
Покой, спокойно.
You can rest in peace even now.
Ты можешь покоиться в мире даже сейчас.
If you die for what you still think you are,
Если ты умрешь для того, чем ты думаешь, ты умрешь.
the mind and the body,
Ум и тело.
that's the only thing that is born,
Это единственное, что рождается.
an idea,
Идея,
a thought.
мысль.
I am this body.
Я это тело.
And that's the only thing that can possibly die or reincarnate.
Это единственное, что может умереть или реинкарнировать.
Когда нарождается идея?
So apart from thoughts, there is no birth and death.
Помимо мыслей нет рождения, нет
And reincarnation,
и реинкарнации.
and liberation,
И освобождения,
and bondage,
и
bondage, bondage, slavery,
страх,
and free will,
свободы,
and destiny, and karma, and the rest of it.
кармы.
As long I exist, everything else exists. When the I disappears, everything disappears with this I. I means ego. Ego arises, everything arises. Ego disappears, everything disappears.
What is about this when you are sleeping and you don't have any free will, but you are conscious about what's going on, but you can't decide something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What is this?
This is enlightenment. Because it's happening already in your dreams, am I right? That you are conscious even in your dreams. Good. You will be even
But
conscious.
this is a bad thing.
Yes, because it's the mind is still associated with experiences
I
in the
have
waking
this
state.
feeling since I come to the satsang in the
Yes.
night.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's almost like physical pain.
Yes. Yes. Because the dreams will be as real or even more real than this one. So you will see in the dream you realize when it is a dream. Right? But you will find that it is not different than the waking state. So what happens is that dreams are just impressions left in our mind through the experiences of the waking state. So dreams are also a place where the tendencies that we cannot be aware in the waking state gets liberated, so they can be released. It's kind of a blessing, right? So in dreams you are meditating, you are hopeless, right? In the waking state, you feel separate from the dream and try to control it, or you feel that you are in control, that you have free will, that you can choose to go here and there, that you're doing this and that, etc., etc. In dreams, there's no choice, am I right? Because the chooser is knocked down. So what happened also is that more you realize to be the witness, or not even the witness, the witnessing, right? Then you are awake even in your dreams. You are awake even in deep sleep because what you are doesn't sleep, doesn't wake up. It's only always awake, is always aware. So
It's like a fight.
yes, yes. And then I want to sleep, but I can't, right? And I try to sleep, but I can't. Then you have to get used to it. You have to get used to it that you will not know anymore if this one is real, if that one is not real. It's a little bit of, at the beginning we think we are going cuckoo, but it's not. On the contrary, we are getting rid of the madness. We are recovering our sanity. If such thing exists.
Good.
Our sanity, if such thing exists. In the dreams, then you start. Are you trying to control the dream? So
You can't control.
you can't control it. You can't control
When I
it.
even when I'm awake, and then I come and sleep again. And then I notice what happens there.
Yeah. It's just a change, shift of the states of mind. Dream, awaken, sleep. They contradict each other and what's the word? They alternate and contradict each other. But it's the same mind. It's just going into a different state. Awakening state, dream state, deep sleep. Deep sleep, mind is off. Awakening state, mind is on. Dreams, mind is still associated with the awakening state. Right? We try to reproduce the experiences of the awakening state in a slightly different way or a radical different way. You will find yourself in the dream having another body, right? Even having another body, but experiencing more or less the same pleasure or the same pain. With the movie, it's like I don't know, when you go and watch Romeo and Juliet, right? The actors are different, scenario is different, right? But it's basically a different story. So dreams are the same. The mind trying to do what it can, which is to create by itself. It is a creative power, but it's not the creator. It's a creative power within the creator, but it cannot create anything on its own. But there is a moment that the mind collapses, at least for a split second, either before waking up or before it started dreaming after going to sleep. There is a moment of deep sleep, and then the mind goes back again. It's a mental state. So in the waking state, you have the same freedom of choice that you have in free will. None. This is going on autopilot. You have no choice but to come here. You have no choice but to come here. You have no choice but to ask this question. You have no choice but to answer in this way. Even if I was a fake guru, I have no choice but to be a fake guru. Caesar is fake anyway. Caesar is completely fake. Right? As fake as a tree. It's another name object. This is when people say, Caesar, are you enlightened? What answer did you give? Who is Caesar anyway? And how can Caesar get enlightened? No chance. Get enlightened. They get enlightened. Light is already there. So there is no enlightenment, much less an enlightened one. If you hear me saying I am an enlightened being, please stand up and go and tell nobody to come here.
So he's saying, announcing this is an enlightened master from India.
Or this is a mental projection of the ego seeker. Oh, I brought the enlightened master from India and he's going to.
So the true
The ego,
master,
the ego is rejoicing in the whole event. See, it's showing up as the organizer or even pretending that it is humble. No, I'm not doing anything. I am just an instrument. And blah, blah, blah. It is an instrument. It doesn't say I am an instrument. I'm helping Caesar to read and so on. It does what it does and keeps quiet. I'm not blaming the guru. The guy that you bring maybe from India or whatever it is fine. Nothing wrong with that, right? So the whole paraphernalia that comes around and about this man or woman, it's the ego trap or the ego trip.
but at the moment this is done, you do it always
I'm not saying it's bad or it's wrong or it's a judgment. This is just a fact. It's the ego. It's an ego trip. What to do? And the guru that they bring is for the ego trip in them to finish. He comes to finish that ego trip. That's a real jihad. So, to blow up the plane where they are flying to. Mine Airlines. But sometimes you see that the ego trip doesn't stop, it grows, right? And then it's a real trip. No, I'm not going there because if I go there, I will keep on reinforcing that belief that I am a super enlightened being. Oh, Caesar, Maya Caesar, our Caesar. Caesar doesn't belong to anyone. My guru, see, it's mine. It's also like my glasses, right? I and mine, my guru is also you.
But going to the satsang is also.
Who comes to satsang for the ego?
So everything is ego. What can we do?
What can we do? Get rid of it, and then you are happy. Here, there, doing this, that, or the other. Who came here anyway? I say, see, when you wake up, the mind is there, the body is there. What is not there is an identity. Characteristics are there, qualities are there, personality is there, temperament is there. Likes and dislikes are there, right? What is not there is the individual that claims to be the owner, see, of all that stuff. Caesar is here, what to do? Let him be. Leave him alone. I leave you alone. You leave me alone. We leave each other alone. And this is heaven on earth. I'm telling you. You do whatever you want. I do whatever you want. Right? And we are happy. Because there is no ego, there is no controlling mechanism. There is no me telling you how to be, what to do, not to do, etc., etc. And the difference is that when you wake up also, that I like something, I don't like something, right? I may have it, I may not. I'm happy either way. Yesterday I wanted more paneer butter masala, but I couldn't have it, so what? Ramana had to put all with so much stuff, not even in that ashram. He didn't like so many things happening there, right? But he couldn't help it. So what to do? He didn't like the ashram, he didn't like the couch, he didn't like the whole paraphernalia. And yet, he remained in the ashram, he remained sitting in the couch, doing what he was doing. So, that's what my teacher told me. How is Caesar? That was the second question. First, why are you so happy? Next day, how is Caesar? I said, he's appearing. Hmm? He said, let him go. He's not there. He only appears to be there. So Caesar is an appearance in consciousness. Let him go. Right? Leave him alone. Forget about him. Let him do whatever he's going to do. Because this is part of the totality. Okay? So everything is interacting with each other. Right? So this has a role to play. So let it play its part until it collapses. It's called prarabdha karma, see, the accumulated karma that you pay in this life. Three kinds of karma. Right? One is the total amount of karma. It's like you say, Caesar, can I borrow for you 5 rupees? I say, sure. Pay to me the 5 rupees in 5 lives, 1 rupee in each lifetime. Right? So this is your accumulated debt. Right? And then you go in this life, right? And they say, Caesar, can I borrow 3 more? 3 rupees more. there are your 3 rupees more, right? And then in this one, you have to pay one, you are accumulating more, right? So, yeah? So there is the one that you pay now, see, the one that you accumulate, and add to the one that is already total debt. Hmm? So when the ego goes away, right, then the accumulated one is not applicable because there will be nobody to pay anything, right? You don't accumulate anymore, and perhaps even the one that you are to pay, this one goes away. And what is left? See? Holidays, it's like we will be. So the only karma that I have is all of you coming here. See, I'm driving me nuts with this. I'm joking. I'm happy to answer if I have the answer to the question. Total accumulated karma, right? Then you pay a little bit in this one, but in this one you ask for more, right? Then, so the waking one knows that there is a little bit to go through, right? Pleasant, unpleasant, this, that, then you let it happen. You take it. If it is a nice chapati, you take it. If it is a punch and you're living Kaliningrad, you take it. What to do? Yeah? If somebody highlights you, what to do? If somebody humiliates you, you take all that stuff. Why not? It doesn't affect you. Yes? I was lucky he didn't break the ribs. They were the floating ribs because they can pinch your lungs. And that's it. You die there and then you will not even get to the hospital. Nice man anyway. It's not a bad person. He's just a little bit too. I have nothing to against this man. We can sit on the same table. But of course, we can sit on the other side. But whose karma is it? That's the meaning of there is no karma, there is no free will. All of that is there, but it's not there is the one that goes through it. It's not a separate entity. Karma is not separate from consciousness. Destiny is not separate from consciousness. Nothing is separate from consciousness. Therefore, it's conscious. When everything is consciousness, that's the meaning of there is no. See? There is no. See? There is no. So as long as there is an identity with the body or the mind, right? Then troubles are there. Everything is taken personally. Right? This is happening to me. Look what you're doing to me. You are not looking at me. You don't love me anymore. See? Me. It's a boring music, right? Because so many notes are there. No? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, right? But then you get stuck in me, do, re, me. Any questions? How many people? 10. This is why you see all these people trying to be like Ramana. See? They walk like him, they look like him, they feel like him. Huh? You walk around. Those who are close to that stuff. Right? He's trying to be like someone else. That was the beauty of Ramana. He didn't want it to be like anyone. He was unique. That was the beauty of it. Unique, so to speak. Some of them giving you the silent treatment, the silent look. They're trying to be like Ramana, ignoring you because you have ego. Come on. No, you go there. I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming Ramana or whatever is. No.
That's why I feel it's a trap to do subscience at the beginning. It's a trap because then you, there's a possibility that you are in a certain way expected in subscience, you know?
Yes.
Gonna be really free, you know,
See,
freestyle or whatever.
See, the delivery of this is going to come forcibly tainted by the personality of the speaker. It's no choice that can be in a different way, right? Ramana woke up at the age of 15 or 16. So there was very little that this boy could accumulate or got accumulated, right? So it was so pure in deliverance, right? But for example, if you listen to Carl Rams, right, you are listening to the same thing, okay? But as he says, I grew up in a pig farm, so I am a cowboy, right? And then he delivers that according to that conditioning, right? Now, if you if you have standards, then you better don't go there, right? Because he says Sat, he just says Sat, Chit, Anand. He said Sat, Chit, Anand, right? And then you say, oh my God, it's consciousness, such a divine thing, and you explain yourself in such a way about it, right? But in English, it means it's a way to say stuff. So Sat is the absolute, consciousness is shit, is stuff, all these stuff, right? So, Yuji, well, Mamma Mia, right? He will just blow up. He says, I'm a very nasty man, right? That's it. That's the way see, life expresses itself in that way. My teacher was a very crampy person. See? He will just blow up for no rhyme, no reason. He's short tempered, you have no idea. Right? And he was basically a Maharaj. He was coming from such a rich family, and he has all these manners and refinement and instruction. What to do? See, the functioning of the body may not change. Maybe some things may go, some things may stay, some things may be added, right? But it's just minor stuff, the result of interaction of matter, right? Of patterns of behavior, interacting see, and producing whatever it is. I grew up in an island in the Caribbean Sea. See, but nothing is taken seriously there, right? They're just joking and mocking each other all the time until the exhaustion, right? So, what to do? Even though the person that influenced me the most was my last teacher, my mentor, right? And some mannerism and some stuff is still are going on there, right? Even my physical appearance sometimes, the people say, Sifa, you are looking more and more like him. I said, what to do? Right? It's not like you tried, it's just as the way the body mind works. Right? But some of these guys are trying, right? Because they were not with Ramana. They just saw see the pictures and Right?
I mean, it's a process. You go through, as a seeker, you go through
You go through all, you have to.
all things.
You have to because you have to see it. Right? To become conscious of your unconscious behavior. Right? So all these have to be liberated. And meditation in no object. See? And no subject, I will add, which is yourself, brings all that to the surface even more than before. See? More thoughts than before, more dreams than before, more emotions than before, more reaction than before. Say, I'm going crazy. No, you are not going crazy. No, the craziness is going out of you. It's going away. Let it go. See? Let it go. It's not there. It only appears to be there. Now, you can have a glimpse and give satsang. Why not? But there is a chance that the ego guru may show up and spoil the whole thing for the seekers and for the speaker itself. So it's better to keep quiet, settle down, and see what happens. In our case, was like that. See, my teacher didn't allow us to, at least formally, so to speak, to give satsang. So, see, whatever you speak out of here and there is up to you. When you come here, see, I can't let you put all this nonsense in the people's mind. Because then I have to clean the mess. Yeah? It was very tough to be with him. It was very tough. At the beginning, of course, you don't know him, you ha ha ha, or whatever, right? But when you start getting close to him and spending time with him under the same ceiling, mamma mia, right? The real treatment starts. You put in the oven, see? And you are not taken out until you are fully cooked. Actually, not even cooked, you will be better. You will not get out of the oven, I'm telling you. You will disappear there. They know. See? They already love me and hate me. First, they just love me. Caesar, 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 much of a Caesar. Now, if you can put out with it, then something may happen. This one, I get so much help. Good thing. So, forget about being too close to me. It's not going to be nice. I'm joking. So, have you decided to go to the party finally? Everything? You're coaching? Yeah? Because the first talk, I was told I will have only half an hour to speak. 21st. Then we can have another place and give 1 week talk. Depends. If we like it too much, we stay there for another week. Why not? We have anything better to do. Sorry?
Is the studio still here?
No, it still is here.
Everything okay? Yeah.
And we need the address.
Okay.
Where to go and all that stuff.
Yes, we stay in the same apartment house like he is.
Yes. No worries. Everybody knows it.
I
It's a small
just
town.
need the address.
Yeah. You take a taxi, please. Sai Gauri, and they take you there.
Yeah, we take the taxi. It's
You tell them. You
It's
tell
not
them.
more expensive.
No. You tell them Sai Gauri. It's the name of the building. Sai Gauri. Gauri. And that's it. Any taxi will take you. It's the name of the building.
Side out.
The name of the building.
Building, Sai
Yeah.
Gauri.
In India, it's like in my country. In some countries, buildings has just numbers. In my country, we give them names.
Side out.
Sai Gauri.
Gauri is the goddess, no? Huh?
Yes.
This one, yes. It was my spiritual name.
Really?
So you can remember.
Yes, sir.
Can I borrow your Japamala? Your mala, not Japamala, your mala. Can I borrow it? If you don't mind, if it's not too sacred.
Yes.
Smells like tea, no longer smells like sandalwood. So it's not for you. I'm not saying this for you. Okay, for you, decoration. That's all. Why not? So this is something that we were taught. Right? So this finger represents the dullness of the mind. See, when the mind is stupid. Right? Nothing wrong with that. It's part of the. It's one of the characteristics of the mind. It's part of nature. Sometimes nature is not. Right? A dog. No? It doesn't even react to you because it's dull. Right? And this one represents the activity of the mind, the so-called raja. See? I want, I don't want, I don't want, right? I am not, I am not. And this one represents the purity of the mind. And this one represents your beloved sense of individuality or ego, right? And this one represents what? The absolute. So the idea is to put the mala here, right? And you have the feeling that you're merging yourself, your individuality, into the reality. See? See, from I to the I-less. See, from mind to the mindless. See? That's it. So it has to be done when the mind is pure. Right? If the mind is dull, see, it won't work. If the mind is active, it won't work. Now, if you are doing this, and the mind goes elsewhere, let it go elsewhere. It will come back here again. See? If the mind is dull, let it be dull. It will come back here again. You don't need to count. It's not good to keep a balance of how many times you did it. It will work anyway.
You practice there?
Huh?
You practice there?
I practice everything. I went through the A, B, C of spirituality. Otherwise, you will never get to inquiry. Actually, otherwise, you will never get to your teacher. I do the whole thing. Everybody goes through the whole thing. People may remember or not. This is why when I hear all this new age stuff, no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. It's arrogance. Right? I don't even know what did I show. Maybe somebody said interested in it and goes for it. Unfortunately, people play with that. See? Play with the practice. You can perfectly see, I am that, see, I am that, I am the self, I am the reality, I am the absolute. See. That is raise the idea, I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. Then this I am that also disappears, and what remains is that. See. Same thing people happens with confusion of people when, oh my God, now my mind is just showing me spiritual concepts. Good. Means that the mind is now chewing that. See, it's pondering on that. It's busy on that. See, that will purify the mind by itself. So let it be. Witness it. See, the mind is already going bananas. See, uh, on what is going to destroy the mind. How stupid the mind is, right? It's like an elephant, right? You give a chain and it doesn't stop playing with it, right? So you give an object and play with the object. You give this knowledge and play with this knowledge. It's a trap. Because the mind likes to think about something, right? Then let them think about this. So the spiritual concept helps you to avoid to think about material concepts, right? Then these spiritual concepts also will disappear. And then what remains is what? Concept-less existence.
What's the question? What is the difference between judgment from the description of the fact?
Judgment means that what you are describing is either good or bad. See, my teachers, I came to his room and he's looking at me and said, oh, Baba. No, it wasn't an Indian expression, oh, Baba.
Когда я заходил в комнату своего учителя, он говорил: о, Господи,
And I said, look at your face,
посмотри на свое лицо,
stupid fellow.
тупой парень.
And he says, why? Why are you calling me stupid? There's no why, you are. That's all, full stop.
Я его спрашиваю: почему ты меня называешь тупым? Ну, ты так тупой.
Right? So that was a description of a fact.
Это просто описание факта.
I wasn't my high horse spiritual thing. Spiritual ego was there.
Там было духовное эго.
He noticed it, right?
Он просто замечал его.
That's stupid. Good or bad? I don't know.
Это
Stupid
было
for sure it is.
хорошо или плохо, я не знаю. Это просто предмет мудрости.
And sometimes he will do this just to see if you were reacting to it or not. He will test you.
А иногда он это делал для того, чтобы просто протестировать себя, для того, чтобы понять, ты там или нет.
It's like a bell.
Это как звоночек.
You have to become a dumb bell. See, but there is nothing there. You have a bell and you have a thing that you bang, ting, ting, ting. Now he's trying to see is the eye still is there, see, producing any sound.
То есть это как колокол, и там такое устройство для того, чтобы звонить. То есть вот это вот само устройство, это и есть я. То есть если реагирует, то значит есть.
So judgment means this is good or this is bad. This is right and this is wrong.
Осуждение это значит, это правильно, это неправильно, это хорошо, это плохо.
Ow, 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 it aches. That's a description of a fact. Good or bad, I don't know. It aches for sure. Nothing wrong with that.
То есть, ой, больно. Хорошо или плохо, я не знаю. Просто описание факта, что болит.
Then I go now to my favorite restaurant to have lunch, and then I try the food. I say, that's so tasty. Good or bad, I don't know. Tasty for sure it is.
А потом я иду в свой любимый ресторан, и для того, чтобы покушать, попробую. О, как вкусно. Хорошо или плохо, я не знаю.
But it finishes there, right?
See, на этом
If
заканчивается.
you ask me, how is the food? I say, very tasty, actually.
То есть, когда ты меня спросишь, как тебе понравилась еда, я говорю, очень вкусно.
And then you listen to that and you go, oh yes, because Indian food and the spice, mamma mia. Then you are 3 hours thinking and talking about food.
Когда ты начинаешь там рассказывать про индийскую еду, там 3 часа ее описывать, и так далее, травил.
Or I say, no, it is not tasty.
Ну, в конце концов, ты говоришь, нет, это не вкусно.
And then you say, no, yes, true, because here in India,
И ты говоришь, да, правда, здесь в Индии такая еда ужасная.
even if you don't say it is bad or it's wrong, see, the energy that comes through it, you can sense it is a judgment behind it.
Даже когда ты не говоришь, что это плохо, все равно, когда ты это выражаешь, то ты можешь почувствовать, как ты это выражаешь.
Or the positive judgment also, right?
Позитивное суждение также может быть.
I don't think that there's anybody here apart from Ramana that is enlightened. Everybody else is not. What are you talking? You're not enlightened either, so keep quiet.
То есть я не вижу здесь никого, кто просветленный, только Роман тут просветленный. О чем ты вообще говоришь? То есть ты тоже не просветленный.
Понимаешь?
Понимаешь?
Чуть-чуть. You'll be surprised how much when the ego is gone, see, and the mind which is energy is liberated, my God, you will be surprised how much energy is there.
Когда эго уходит, ты будешь удивлена или удивлен, что насколько много энергии появляется.
That's why you can't sleep. See?
Поэтому ты не можешь заснуть.
See, dullness is a cause of ignorance.
Тупость – это причина невежества.
It's called the veil of ignorance. It veils, it covers your reality.
Это так называемая пелена невежества. Это то, что закрывает твою реальность.
So when the identity goes away,
Когда отождествление уходит,
so not even deep sleep has the power to cover your reality or to make you to become or to be unaware of yourself ever again.
когда эта пелена уходит, тогда даже в глубоком сне она не может тебя опять закрыть твою реальность.
This is what Ramana says. I'm not sleeping. I close my eyes because they need to rest, right? And the body also is tired. You throw it on the sofa, on the floor, or whatever. You charge the batteries and you go on.
Роман говорил, что я иду просто отдохнуть, потому что тело нуждается в отдыхе, и я просто закрываю глаза.
There is no longer I am dreaming, I am sleeping, I am awake.
Нет больше я сплю, я пробужденный. Я сплю, я пробужденный, я вижу сны.
And now you cannot even separate this state of mind and say this is this, this is this, and this is this. No difference between the three. It's one mind.
Ты не можешь уже разделить и сказать вот это, а вот это вот то. То есть нет разницы.
So it is with the characteristic when the mind is awake, dullness, activity, and sleep.
Это также и с характеристиками ума, который активный, спящий.
The same thing will happen with the characteristic of the mind: dullness, sleep, and dullness, purity, and activity. You can't separate them. See? It's just one mind.
Ты также не можешь разделить характеристики ума, тупость, чистый ум или активный.
And then you will not prefer one more than the other, or to stay in one more than in the other.
И ты не можешь давать предпочтение какому-то из них, сказать, что это лучше, чем другой.
You let them play out.
Ты просто даешь им играть.
Also, when you are here, you are, because of the tendencies of the mind to get externalized. See, you are making effort to be what you are. Yeah. And then you use a lot of energy. This is why you need to sleep or to rest as much as you need and to eat properly. Right? Because you need to.
The beginning of the time. So you make an
It's okay,
effort
it's
to
okay.
be like you are.
Don't worry. Any other questions? Let's translate for Russian, see the question is in Russian, otherwise. When the Russian comes, if they come, if it's enough an amount of people, then we can have a separate satsang from them, for them. Otherwise, it will become Russian satsang and it is. Some the English-speaking people sometimes they're bothered by the translation. They have to wait for it, and Russian translations are very long. I guess German too.
Separate. Also comment to the first question.
You might to translate a little bit. Sorry, Julie. Also, you learn also from on YouTube. YouTube. Dimitri? No? You're explaining? I'll ask you to contact.
The comment from the same
You
person.
will have to speak louder. So.
The comment from the same person. There is an absence of duality.
There is an absence of duality, yes.
Да, есть отсутствие дуальности.
Duality doesn't exist.
Дуальность не существует.
Separation doesn't exist.
Разделение не существует.
So unity doesn't exist neither.
Так что, следовательно, единство тоже не существует.
Because to talk about duality, you have, see, to talk about unity, you have to accept first there is duality.
Поэтому, если говорить о дуальности, для этого нужно признать, что сначала... извините. Поэтому, если мы говорим о единстве, нужно признать, что сначала существует дуальность.
So to do yoga, you have to accept that there is V-yoga.
Ви-йога.
V-yoga means, V-yoga means separation.
Поэтому для того, чтобы делать йогу, нужно признать, что есть ви-йога, то есть означает расцеление.
People do yoga to reunite themselves from what they are not separate.
Люди делают йогу для того, чтобы воссоединиться с тем, с чем на самом деле они не раздельны.
Whatever yoga you do.
Какую бы йогу вы ни делали.
Because now yoga is only hatha yoga. This is one aspect of yoga. There is bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga, this yoga, that yoga. See?
Потому
Тантра
что
йога.
йога подразумевается хатха-йога, она только один аспект, который решает от йоги. Есть еще бхакти-йога, jnana-йога, карма-йога.
Yoga is any yoga is an effort to put the space together as if it is separate.
Любая йога — это попытка собрать пространство как-то вот вместе, как будто если бы оно было отдельно.
So better this specify hatha yoga,
Поэтому лучше уточнить, что речь идет о хатха-йоге.
which is the asanas
Там асаны
and the rest.
и все остальное.
And if the ego is there, then you have a yogic ego.
Если эго есть, то тогда будет йогическое эго.
Look how flexible I am. I can even kiss my own bum.
Смотрите, какой я теперь гибкий, могу собственную задницу поцеловать.
Whether it's like this or like that, I can.
И вот так
Kiss
могу,
my
и
own
вот
ass.
так.
I'm more flexible than you.
Я более гибкий, чем ты.
My hip bones, which are the supposed to be the spiritual thing, are more open. And Ramana, what about Ramana? It was a cripple at the end.
И даже мои бедра, которые являются там какой-то духовной проекцией, более открыты, чем твои. А что, как же Роман, он был коллегой вообще под конец жизни вообще-то.
Look how it's straight.
Смотрите, какой я ровный.
I mean, for the body, why not? If you are into it,
Ну, для тела почему бы и нет? Но если вы прям...
nothing wrong with that. If you are into, if
Если
you
вы
are
прям...
into it, why not? I mean, if you are into the body thing, why not?
Если это просто для тела, то почему нет?
Ramana told I had read it somewhere, I don't know where. He was a cripple because he was sitting 20 years, almost sitting, so he was a cripple. You know? But
Yeah.
Rama,
Yeah, but he was happy with it.
it was okay.
It was okay. See, this is my
It
favorite.
was his price, a physical price.
He couldn't
Very
care less.
important, yes.
Exactly. This is my favorite thing. It is. See, this is what I love the most. To sit here, doing not quietly doing nothing. Then let him be like that. Why you force him to do something? And if somebody is a yogi, why do you have to force this person to sit like this 24 hours? So you do your yoga and do my sitting, your body becomes strong, mind becomes crappy. At the end of the day, both bodies are going to collapse sooner or later, isn't it? In one way or another. It's, as long as you are affected by it, then fix it, why not? Also, he was spending a lot of time in caves with humidity, and that produces rheumatism and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be like him. And he didn't want it to be like that either. That was Ramana's destiny. The destiny for that body was to live that life and to get that cripple. Actually, sometimes the body of the awakened one has to go through so much, see, for you to know the result of awakening, which is complete and absolute indifference to the physical condition, whether the physical condition is strong or weak. Right? If there is ego, you like Ravana, right? Ha ha ha, right? Oh, I am super strong, look at me. Right? There is a new series called Sitaram. It's translated in Russian. Because now the Russian has this pride that the Vedas come from them. It's not come from Russia. There is no Russia, right? The Vedas means truth. The truth is universal. It cannot come from anywhere. It cannot belong to anyone, right? Not even to India, right? So they have this fight. No, it's coming from Russia. Ukrainians, no, from Ukraine. Israelis, no, it's coming from here. No, we are the Aryan race and all. Who cares, right? And there is a new series called Sitaram.
Chanting,
Huh?
chanting, singing, chanting,
Series, TV series.
singing. Yeah. Still now.
No, it's sometimes thinking, sometimes dialogues are there, right? But the character of Ravana is so funny because he's always, holding this, the shawl. The shawl is always here and it's always like, ah, and Oh, see, it's trying to show now. Oh, see? Wherever he goes. And Rama is like,
Сита?
oh, Sita. And Sita sees Rama. It's overreact, but it's okay. I mean, it's a nice story anyway. Hello. Oh, uh-huh. Oh, good. I am not in the house. I am in town, and I will not be back like till around 2, maybe even 3. Nobody's at home. Yeah. It's good to call before, just not to waste time and energy. I would like you to have a look at that because no, we shower every day and there's a lot of water going through the drain and the smell doesn't go. So I would like you to come and have a look. Okay? No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. We tried that. It doesn't work. That's what I was wondering if the house has a septic. It doesn't have has a septic tank. It's outside. Well, yeah, but normally when the septic tanks are full, the smell goes into the drains and can enter into the house. This is what I'm curious about. Right? Well, if you can come today and smell by yourself, and then you tell me what to do later. Okay? Okay, I will call you when I am on my way home, so you can go there and have a look, okay? And smell it. Okay, 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 thank you. That's my landlord. He has answered for every problem that he doesn't even have seen it. So now you do this and it goes away. Put water in the drain. You have showers every day. There's a lot of water coming in the drain. If the septic tank is full, you have to empty it. Right? Otherwise, the smell goes back to the drain. No, no, okay, okay, you fix it, right? That's not my problem. No, you're the landlord. That's your house, not my house. And I have only one, not even 1 month living in that house. And if you have to empty that, somebody has to pay. Somebody has to pay for it. So I'm not going to pay, see, to release all the crap that someone else left. After a year or so, that's my crap. I pay for it. Okay? I'll do my best not to see if I succeed. I don't know. And I'm here in the house. What can I do? I am busy now. Why don't you call me before? See? This is mind's expectation. See? I know that when I get there, something is going to happen. Right? So the mind make an interpretation, right? Draws a conclusion and take decisions based on those conclusions. They must be there, so I'm going there. So what were we? I was seated. I was acting seated. I was playing seated. Janaki is my favorite character of the whole story. Not even Rama, Janaki.
Можно мне как-то, чтобы вопрос был весь виден?
The Sarat is cool, but 3 wives, complicated. One of them will always give trouble. See, this story it means something. The 3 wives of Dasaratha, father, Rama's father, represent the 3 characteristics of the mind: the activity, balance, and purity. And Kaikeyi is the activity. She wants something for herself. So Rama cannot become the king because otherwise my children will not be the kings, and then I will not be important and all that stuff. This is Kaikeyi represents the Rajasic mind, like active mind. If they existed or not, I can't tell. I wasn't there. Can you tell? Sorry, your question.
When we make a choice to change something in our lives, is it the life leading us, or is it ego affecting this?
See, try to, by all means, try to change it. Right?
Вопрос, когда мы делаем выбор что-то изменить в своей жизни, это сама жизнь нами управляет или же эго как-то влияет на
You
эго?
may succeed, you may not.
Ответ, ну попробуйте что-то изменить, может у вас получится, может нет.
I try to get the clothes that I like it when I'm here.
Когда я здесь, я пытаюсь достать себе одежду, которая мне нравится.
And now they shrank.
А потом она садится.
So my pants are looking more and more like Bermudas than pants.
Теперь мои штаны выглядят больше и больше как бермуды, а не как штаны.
Now what can I do? I have to walk like this in the street because I have to wait until I can afford new ones.
Что мне делать? Мне теперь приходится так ходить, пока я не смогу позволить себе еще один.
I was trying to fix a problem and now I'm walking like I don't know. It must look funny when I walk. I don't care, but
Я пыталась решить проблему. I was trying to fix a problem.
look, the result was what?
И посмотрите, какой был результат.
Do your best, forget about the rest.
Делайте лучше, на что способны, об остальном забудьте.
And there is only one way to know if it is ego or not.
Есть единственный способ узнать, эго это или не эго,
Only can you know that.
но только вы можете это знать.
This is Indian culture. We're in India, and there is Indian culture. Who are we to spoil it? Oh, that's
Мы в Индии, это индийская культура, и кто мы такие, чтобы портить ее?
when I am in India, I like to dress like Indian. When I am in the West, I go like Westerners. That's all.
Поэтому, когда я в Индии, я люблю одеваться, как они здесь одеваются. Когда я на Западе, я одеваюсь, как одеваются люди на Западе.
When I am at home, I hardly dress, hardly wear something.
Когда я дома, я едва ли что-то надеваю.
In my home, I like Ramana with my napkin, walking around.
Дома я как Романа в его набедренной повязке.
See, when the Indian men and women look at you like that, it has nothing to do because the way you dress. It's because what they perceive is filtered by the cultural background. They can't help it. Right?
Когда индийские женщины и мужчины так вот с удивлением на вас смотрят, это не имеет никакого отношения к тому, как вы одеваетесь. Просто то, что они воспринимают, отфильтровывается их культурным, бэкграундом каким-то.
They can become aggressive towards that.
И они могут по отношению к нам быть агрессивными.
So why to put ourselves in a position where we can be hurted in one way or another?
Зачем себя ставить в такую ситуацию, когда тебе могут как-то навредить?
When they say girls dressing like this, they mistake open mind for open legs. It's not like that.
Когда они видят девушек, которые так одеваются, они путают открытый ум с раздвинутыми ногами.
It's a cultural thing.
Это культурная штука.
Due to the identity with it, of course.
Из-за отождествления с культурой, конечно.
So if I go to Switzerland,
Если я поеду в Швейцарию
and I go to sauna in Switzerland, right?
и пойду в баню, там
Men and women together, everybody naked, nobody cares.
мужчины и женщины вместе, все голые и всем плевать.
Russia, the same.
В России то же самое.
The Aborigines in my country, women, topless.
Аборигены в моей стране, женщины, у них там ходят топлес.
Nobody said, ooh, look at these titties, yum yum.
Никто там,
I'm acting, the other ones, how can you?
никто там не говорит, ой, посмотрите.
You have to understand something. Right? But if your mentality is, and then you see, either you go like, oh, I want some of those, or hey, stop covering yourself and stuff.
Если у вас есть определенная ментальность, то либо ой, хочу появляется, либо ну-ка давай прикройся.
Now in Ramana Ashram, they put a sign, gents and ladies. That wasn't a few years before. Ramana was not, no, that wasn't there before.
Сейчас в Рамана-ашраме они повесили таблички в зале для медитации. С одной стороны мужчины, с другой стороны женщины. А несколько лет назад такого не было еще.
Concerned too much about that.
А Роман не особо был озабочен этим вопросом.
Because you can put women here and men there, they will start looking at each other even if they are there. So what's the point?
Можно женщин сюда посадить, мужчин напротив, но они все равно могут смотреть друг на друга, так что в чем смысл?
It is done that way, it's supposed to avoid distractions, right?
Это сделано для того, чтобы, как предполагается, избегать отвлечения.
So you can focus on yourself. See, all that has nothing to do with moral issues.
Для того, чтобы ты мог сфокусироваться на себе. Все это не имеет никакого отношения к моральным вопросам, проблемам.
Because this is a very powerful sense, insight.
Потому что зрение это очень сильное чувство.
This is why at the beginning you may have even to close the windows so you can look at yourself. Otherwise, you go here and there thinking about this and that, try to get this and get rid of that and so on.
Поэтому для начала, может быть, приходится закрывать вот эти вот окошки, чтобы не хотелось ходить туда-сюда, там что-то, зачем-то бегать.
And Ramana was giving them a teaching, a lesson, right?
И Романа преподавал им урок.
So many women, so many men, right?
Столько много женщин и мужчин.
Indifferent to it. Indifferent to all that.
А он оставался безразличным ко всему этому.
He was indifferent to all that. That doesn't mean that he didn't appreciate beauty or recognize ugliness, whatever that means.
Не значит, что он не ценил красоту или не мог распознать уродство, что бы это ни значило.
And at the end of the day, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I think, the beholder.
И в конце концов, красота, она в глазах смотрящего.
Because what is beautiful for you may be ugly for me and the other way around. That's the way it works.
Потому что то, что для тебя красиво, может быть некрасиво для меня, и наоборот.
So that's okay.
С этим все
The
нормально.
problem is when you set a standard of beauty, for example.
Начинается проблема, когда ты устанавливаешь стандарт красоты.
Miss Universe,
Мисс Вселенная.
whatever that means.
Что это значит?
You are not the most beautiful woman in the world, in the entire universe, as if you know that there is any other women elsewhere in the universe.
То есть ты не просто самая красивая женщина в мире, ты самая красивая в этой вселенной, как будто бы мы знаем, что есть другие женщины в других вселенных.
First, Miss Venezuela, Miss India, ego goes something there, right?
Сначала мисс Венесуэла, мисс Индия, то есть эго до вот этого вот уровня поднимается.
Then ego has to go bigger, Miss World.
Потом ему нужно становиться больше. Мисс World?
Miss World. Yeah, it's called Miss World. You know?
Мисс Юниверс.
No, there is another one, Miss World. Am I right? Yeah.
Ну, какая-то там мисс
I know that. I'm from Venezuela. How many of those we got?
Мисс мира.
Right? And the winner is, we always say, come on, say it, Venezuela, finish with the whole story. I remember sitting in my house. Come on, go ahead, Venezuela.
И когда вот объявляют на этих конкурсах победителя, они там, Цезарь говорит, мы в нашей стране. Мы сидим, смотрим, говорим, да ладно, ну говорите уже, что мисс Венесуэла.
So he was not happy with that, now Miss Universe.
И потом эго недовольна мисс мира и появляется мисс Вселенная.
Next one will be Mr. Intergalactic Confederation or something like that.
Потом появится мисс Интергалактической конфедерации.
I used to joke about it when I was a young boy.
Когда я был молодым парнем, мы об этом смеялись.
My country has a very famous floor cleaner. It's called Miss Tolin.
Мистолин.
Miss Tolin.
У нас есть очень известная марка средства для мытья полов, она называется Мистолин.
We joke like that in the island, of course.
Мы на острове на нашем так шутили, что...
And then when we see a woman behaving like Miss Universe, I say, Miss Tolin is coming.
И когда мы видели женщину, которая вела себя как мисс Вселенная, мы говорили, о, мисс Сталин идет.
I was told that that's the reason why women wear bangles in the feet. So the people that are meditating or whatever, see, cling, 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 cling. Oh, she's coming.
Or opposite. Oh, she's coming.
Oh, the opposite. Oh, she's coming. Right? Depends upon your mindset. Sweet. My parents going through my new Facebook page.
I would like to share, since I would like to
Please. Well,
make the subject on family challenges.
family challenges. Oh yeah.
An actual subject.
You want me to elaborate on it?
Yeah.
Ah, you want to? Why not?
Yes, it is. Where does that we become this state, this leftover of responsibility? Which place does it have this leftover of a feeling of it, feeling responsible for supporting both directions, spiritually and also material?
See, there is something that I will be always grateful to my parents. Is that the fact that they got divorced. Yes. Otherwise, I will never raise the question, what the hell is going on here? Right? What is this all about? What's the point? What's the meaning? What it is? See, the search started there. Right? My children say the same thing because I got divorced when they were 2 years old, and they said, Dad, it was so helpful because we have to go through so much that we have to go inside. And in a way, we mature faster. I'm not saying that everybody now has to get divorced so the children get enlightened, right? But it seems that when these things happen in life, then we start asking questions. Right? What's the point? What's the meaning? See? Why this yes? Why this no? See? Why these people do like this and this one? See, all this begins the search for the truth, right? What is the truth? See, these people are lying. See, they tell me one thing, they do something else, and then la 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 la. Right? When my parents got divorced, I think I wasn't even 1 year old. Right? Of course, this is past tense. See, my relationship with them is completely different. Right? Love them so much for that. And I didn't know that. I was 1 year old. My father got married again, and I grew up on the impression that his wife was my mother. He behaved like that, I should say. So at least he gave me some knowledge and some manners and all that stuff. And then at the age of 11 or 12, I realized that it's not. That there is somebody else is my mother, and then boom, that was a shocking experience for me, quite traumatic actually. Right? And then I lost respect for any kind of authority coming from society, my family, etc., etc. And I said, I have to figure out this by myself. What is going on here? And I was going to the streets, looking here and there. I always wanted to be with grown-up people because I thought that because they were drowned out, they were wiser, and I found them to be even more stupid than me. And I said, well, this is not the right people. And I went to religion and didn't give me any answer. And they went to sex, drugs, rock and roll, no answer. Spiritism, shamanism, anything, no answers. No answers, no answers, no answers. And then I came to India, right? And there was no answer neither, right? Because the questioner disappeared. So the questioner couldn't get any answer. That is the answer, right? You cannot figure it out. There's nothing to understand. See, this is the way it works. Take it or leave it. Yeah. When I came to India for the first time, I got trapped between India, South Africa, and Australia, right? And I didn't see my children for around 7 years, about 7 years, right? So I also wanted to spend time with them, but life circumstances didn't allow them to come, right? And then there was a growing period for them and for me, right? It was learning from that experience. So it seems that this life is a big workshop. It's a washing machine. That's what it is. We come here, we learn, we grow up, and off we go. I stopped feeling bad and guilty when I understood I can't help you. So I can't send you money, right? I can't spend time with you. As much as I would love to, I can't. So you're honest with yourself. I'm sorry, I can't. See? That doesn't mean that if you don't get sad or it's not tough for you, right? Because you don't lose your humanness, right? You don't lose the capacity to feel, right? To empathize, and etc., etc. But somehow you say, well, what to do? This is it. It's random. Of course, all this is from the relative point of view. From the absolute point of view, it's nothing that we can talk about. In my case, it was amazing because life gave us the chance to be together. And then the relationship with my children is different now. My relationship with my parents is different now, right? So less ego is there, less conflict is there, more understanding, more clarity, right? And more unconditional love. I love you because I love you, and that's all. And I want to be with you because I want to be with you, and that's all. Not wanting anything in return. Of course, something will come. And then you can't blame your parents because you can't blame them. See, if they are ignorant, see, you can't blame them for that neither, right? Because that was trespassed to them by their parents and the parents of their parents. So there is nobody to blame here. I'm in the same situation. My mom is in Venezuela. Situation in Venezuela is terrible, right? So she's basically alone. Yeah, I would love to bring her here, right? So she can retire, but I can't. So now and then I can send a little bit of money or something. Right? So you do your best, right? And you forget about the rest. Otherwise, you'll be suffering.
Yeah, we will be specifically because they have been here last year for her here, my daughter and the little sister and her husband. So there are some expectations and spiritual support also. And expectations of being back now in Germany, how they can feel it in somehow, how they can figure out, this is really a subject. They have this first taste of what it is, do nothing, and just joyfully together, and really open up for the truth, and then
we have to be careful with that, right? Because see, I have been judged and criticized a lot by being lazy, irresponsible. I want to sit in my bum, not to work, and parasite on people's money, right? That's not true. When awakening took place, right, I went back to Venezuela, right, and I carry on with my job in the factory where I was working, right. So another job came up. So it was to open a shop and to bring Indian goods to Venezuela. We're having a mini shop, making a lot of money, right? So I was working after the waiting. I never wanted and still don't want to do this. I do this because I have no choice. People may believe it or not. When I say this, I'm not trying to convince anybody or to beg credibility or trust. It's a fact, right? So I'm saying this for you to understand that not everybody that wakes up is going to teach, and nobody that is going to wake up is going to teach only. See, they will work and teach when they have free time. See, some of us are taken away completely from that kind of life and sat in a chair just to do this, whether it's a live here with you, camera, books, website, Facebook pages, whatever it is, right? And I was working in a shop for quite some time, I think 2, 3 years, right? And this job allowed me to get the money to come to India and spend some time with my teacher and go through the rest of the process quietly and not in the city, right? When that job collapsed, okay, I was having some money out of my saving and I stay in India. So I fell in love with a beautiful South African girl, and then my teacher said, stay here, you're better here than anywhere else. He wanted to teach, and I said no. And I went away. I went to South Africa, and I lived there for around 2 years. Mm. There I was working. See, I was teaching karate. I was lucky that because of my qualifications, see, and I have my good CV, and I put my CV in the South African Beverly Hills, right? Because if I'm going to make money, let's make a lot of money, right? Why not? Nothing wrong with that. And I will not teach here, I will teach there, but I can get more money. And I was teaching there 3 times a week, 3 hours a day, and I was making more money than a PA in South Africa that already earns a lot of money. Then uh, that collapsed, okay? Not collapsed, there was a chance to go to Australia. Okay, my wife by that time was offered a job there, and I got the benefit of the husband. So I got attached to that visa, and then she was limited to work only in that company. I was allowed to work and study wherever I wanted. The lucky man went to South Africa, to Australia, and I was working as a manager of a supermarket, right? And then I was working as a carer, as a heavy job. Then back to India. I will tell you the story later why I went. See, I keep on bouncing back to India to do this, right? And then last time I was here in Tiruvannamalai, 2012. They sent everybody to hell. I went to hell and opened a restaurant in Thailand. See, if you want to know what is hard work, see, open a restaurant. Right? So it didn't work. So everything keeps on bringing me back here, sitting in a chair, answering questions. Right? So that doesn't mean that you have to do it, that you have to do it. And my teacher used to say, come here, charge your batteries, and go back home, especially youngsters, right? Because otherwise they stay here, living an imaginary spiritual life, parasiting. Is because to be a hippie is good when you have an extension of your debit card of your parents, see? Especially if it is a golden card, then that's hippie. I'm so detached from the world. You have to go to the ATM machine and get the money that somebody else is sweating, right? Now, when I decided, not I decided, when you accept to do this, I was very clear before we had a child, Okay, we go in a relationship, sweetie. What I am is not different from what I do. And if we do this, we have to take the consequences of this, which means no money. See, no big money, right? Unless you become a spiritual teddy bear, hugging, dogging, then you will get a lot of money. So for me, more people coming to satsang represents more money that I will never know what to do with it, right? So you have to accept it. That if you live on charity or on donation basis, you have to accept it. This is the life that comes with it. Take it or leave it. So if you don't take it, then you become a spiritual businessman, right? And then you will have to sacrifice some time, ways of delivering this subject to satisfy people's ego, so you can have the money to survive, right? In our case, never, nothing is lacking, right? We don't have, well, we don't never get more than what we need, so that's the way it works. So I am still, even after awakening, even when I was making a lot of money, I was not living it differently than when I was here in India. I was not interested in anything else out there unless I really need it for the maintenance of the body. Until now, if I don't need anything, why is there to accumulate stuff? Because what I have extra here is what you are lacking there. So if I do that, then I must bring uh, disequilibrium, right? I create an imbalance. If I need only this amount of water, why should I keep the rest? Now you are thirsty, you cannot drink it because I have it here, I'm not even using it. That's the reason why I don't charge and I will never charge for this stuff. If the money comes, welcome. Right? When it comes in big quantities, I say keep it for yourself because if not, it's going to be trouble after that. Okay? Already happened. Somebody gave me a big amount of money, friendship finished, and that money went to him. So, so there is no point of reference. So my life is not it's the standard of living, right? Coming to India. Now, if my children are grown up, can take care of themselves, then you live your life and I go there. We see each other now and then, and that's all. Otherwise, what we call love is an attachment. It's just a psychological game, psychological demand, which is very exhausting if you if you fall for it. And that's my partner in see. That's what I want to say. If you really want to know about Caesar, but spend some time with him and get disappointed. To say that he is not what you think he is.
Isn't this
I still have a debt from the business, and most of the people that want the money back, they don't even need the money. They want the money back just to make a point, just to hold you, to squeeze. You know what I'm saying? To pass you a bill. It's not even because they need the money, because they got disappointed with me, because I'm not the spiritual toy that they wanted to carry with them and play with it and so on. Not even a material toy. You can't play with this, you can't control this. You better get out of the way of this, I'm telling you.
But you can also not control it to happen, all these things to
No,
happen.
but I don't care. That's my thing.
I mean, you cannot control anything.
I can't control anything. Remember, I'm not judging, I'm just describing the facts as they are. He's a lazy man, he's trying to parasite in people's money. Why he doesn't get a job and blah blah blah. All this absolute nonsense. I want to live different life and people want to live my life. Can you believe it? I tried to run away as much as I could and as fast as I could from my destiny. And I can't. And it is even now, after so many years, see, after so many years when awakening took place, now I say, okay, I sit here, you guys ask your question. Of course I miss my parents. You are human, you don't lose that. Right? Of course I would like to go and see them in the US where they live now. My father is his wife. Can I go to US? I am non applicable for a US visa. See? What can I show up in to the application form? What are you doing? What are your earnings? What are your properties? What is your bank account? See, they will never get a visa to go to US. Right? Can they come to India? I don't know. They have physical conditions that I don't know if they will be able to take the flight even. So they may collapse along the way. So when you see the fact, see, you say, that's it. When you are aware of the fact, right? When you're aware, then an action takes place or not accordingly. It's no longer because I don't want my desires. So that's the way it is, and you go along with it. But I want them to stop working to come here, of course, right? Because such is life. My father was such a big guy. I don't know if it reminds me to say this point. Such a big guy in the island where I was living. So it was a nice life. We were like, some West was there, not to say the rest of it. As a lawyer, the best news ever. Someone connected with everyone. Now he's in the United States working as a security guy, okay, in an airport at the age of maybe 70 something. Can you believe that? When I see that, see, what can I say? It touches you, of course it touches you. But you realize that what can I do? This seems to be my destiny, that seems to be his destiny for whatever the reason it is. Every time I think about my mom, right, in Venezuela, see an old woman still having to work in a shop, earning a little money, struggling to go to the street to get the toilet paper roll, you say, Jesus, what can I do? My children, well, they are already grown up. Right? They are 26 years old, and they are taking care of themselves. Most of these gurus, they don't want to sacrifice their standard of life, right? And then they go and church. And by charging, you're making a huge mistake. Spirituality is not a business, I'm sorry. If you make a business out of that, it gets corrupt. The ideal situation is to have some sort of sponsorship, right? So where we take from there only for our maintenance, right? And then I don't even have to put a stupid box there and ask for donations. That is my this is my feeling about this. That the people that come here, see, it's like the people that have money put the money down. So the people that doesn't have money doesn't feel even forced, because sometimes people feel guilty if they don't put something there, and then they put 2, 3 rupees, right? Which can be the 3 rupees that they need to do some washing or something. When I started doing this into the party, I was not charging. I was living on my savings. It was unthinkable to charge for this. When I was requested to leave the ashram, I started to accept money. Until I spoke with the wife of my teacher, and my teacher was very gone. I said, Amma, this is the situation, don't know what to do. I said, well, what can you do? If you're going to do this all the time, so someone has to be there, so you have to accept it. And I found that the problem was not the money that you were getting, but the use that was given to you.
Something something different. I think what the influence I would love to connect you and also the group with Ananda is what with Ananda, you know him, this Indian, he's living a little outside, 3 or 4 kilometers outside, and pure land, wonderful, very, very elementary. He's living with his wife, he's a painter, and so they just invite all beings to be with them to time. It could be wonderful to handshake. It's really beautiful nature, whatever. Just spend an afternoon and
Oh, what do they do there? What do they do there?
what you are doing there?
Yes.
Just sharing the truth.
Oh,
In, sharing in the sense of celebrating.
oh, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah.
To be
So
honest,
it's my home.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm not
see,
living there,
this is something that I since the beginning. I never had the inclination to mix up with other teachers. Nothing wrong with doing it. It's just something that doesn't happen here. The only place that I went was a big event that used to happen in Moscow called the Advaita Vedanta Congress. And I went for 2, 3 years, and when I realized this is the biggest spiritual circus ever, and I want to be part of it, and I never came back there. And there was a lot of money on donations, so I'm not interested. I don't want to be spiritual clown, and I don't want to be used for a spiritual business, right? Because this goes there and attracts many people, and then a lot of donation goes into organizations' pockets. So I just have this thing of not because anything wrong with these people, it's something here that doesn't like to be mixed up with other people.
he's just a servant of our national.
Okay.
He's not considered
Everybody
as a
is.
teacher, anything, nothing.
Everybody is. Even a dog is. Even a mosquito is a servant of a child.
No, what?
Somehow I like to walk alone. Or I can help you, so to speak. Somebody invite me, for example, to this science and spirituality, and say, thank you, stay here. I do my own thing, and that's it. I don't feel the inclination to spend time with other teachers, so I don't feel the inclination to go to the ashram. I go to the ashram when people come, whatever, and there is no other body to whom I can send them to the ashram, then I go with them, but I'm not interested in even going there. Now I go to Buddha party, I'm not interested, I'm not going there because of the ashram, I'm going there because people want to hear what I have to say. I want to see if that is true. Because many people say, come, 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 come. But when you go there and tell them this, they say, no, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear something else. Right? And this is something that also the wife of my preceptor told me. They were never happy with me going anywhere. So they say they want to see you, let them come here. And that is what I see. I'm coming back to that. The same life and the same condition that I was many years ago. Because you go and travel and you see, as you say, these guys organize an event and make such a noise around and about you, and you have hundreds of people, if not thousands of people coming to your talks. A lot of money is coming, but basically that energy and time is wasted because only 5 or 6 out of 1,000 will understand. So, so, and whoever is meant to be with me is going to be with me. They will find a way to find me. Even if I hide myself under the ground, they will find me. The proof of that was Thailand. So I'm sorry if I was cramped in the past. I just didn't want to do this. Now, why not? I got my lesson too, right? No choice. So, what did you see in the new Facebook page? It's, no. It's talking about. It's the only thing that I sat down and felt like, okay, let's put something in it. Very little. All the posts on my Facebook page is because questions were asked and then a reply was coming in. If there is an intention or a desire in doing this, it's easy. Intention, desire means easy. If it happens by itself, what? When I came back to India in 2005, I arrived one day before my teacher died, my mentor, my teacher. And it was his wife who told me that one of the wheels of his late husband was that not only Caesar, I'm not the chosen one. If any of us was around, he said, please make sure that these guys can speak here. Right? And it was quite challenging because we are foreigners and not members of the organization, never wanted to be part of that. And then they keep an eye on you and bother you, security, several, the whole dilemma. It was quite challenging. I was offered to be a member of the board, VIP place, speaking in a lecture hall, formal stuff. So I like my little tree at the back. Informally, people come and go. Otherwise, you may not get involved, but you have to deal with all the political stuff that goes with organizations and all that stuff. It's really not interesting. And then you have to commit yourself to participate X amount of time. What is my freedom? There's no freedom on that. Somebody says, Caesar, why don't you open a trust? And I say, the only trust I will ever have, if I have it, is the trust of the people. That's the only trust that I'm interested in. I'm not even interested. If it happens, it will be the only trust that I have is the one from you guys. I just have a lot of experience in that world. I saw it very closely, and it's not my cup of tea. So I prefer my cave. Go out, get the banana for the monkey, and go out to take the bananas from the monkey, and go back to my cave. And I was living like that before I came here. My mother used to teach me, Jesus, you are the basic man I ever came across. So in that time, there was detachment, but there was an idea I am detached. See? I have nothing to do with the society, but there was conflict with the society. Right? The only difference between then and now is that the conflict finished and the detachment is God, I'm so detached, right? (15 past 12). So, no more questions then?